right? Well, New Yorkers don't seem too happy going into the new season. And out in the Western divisions, there are some of the best managers in the game. In the American League, there's Mike Scioscia managing the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim for the 11th straight season. And in the National League, there's Bruce Bochy, who will try to bring the Giants back-to-back World Series titles. So how much will managing play into these divisions, fellas?
Well, starting with Mike Scioscia, he's one of the best baseball minds of all time. He's produced managers like Joe Maddon and Bud Black. Both have had success with their teams. Scioscia has been the most successful manager in the AL West in the past 15 years, I'd say, bringing the Angels several division titles. And I would not be surprised to see them back in there this year.
Yeah, but you look at the NL West, that's where all the best managers are. You have Bruce Bochy, Bud Black is a great manager in San Diego. Jim Tracy always gets his guys ready in Colorado in September and October to go to the playoffs. Kirk Gibson, a young mind in Arizona, not really used to managing, got a great baseball pedigree. But there's one guy in Los Angeles that Anthony can tell you more about. His name is, what's his name? Donnie Baseball, I think?
Donnie Baseball. The Joe Torre era in Los Angeles is over with. Donnie Baseball takes over. Don Mattingly will be the manager of the Dodgers for 2011 and beyond. And for me, Mattingly is a great baseball mind. He was a great baseball player, borderline Hall of Famer for the Yankees. Don Mattingly is going to shape a lot of those young minds out there in Los Angeles, and he's going to be a great manager.
Oh, definitely. He did a great job when he was the Yankees bench coach too, and hitting coach, especially with mentoring the young guys, also mentoring Alex Rodriguez, a veteran. I think he's one of the most respected players of all time, and I would not be surprised to see the Dodgers do well this season.
Well, guys, let's not forget that it's the players that do make the managers, and one player I want to highlight for you guys is on the Colorado Rockies, Jorge De La Rosa. He's going to have a big impact on Jim Tracy's year, along with Ubaldo and Jimenez. Talk to me a little bit about some of the players in this division.
It starts off with Colorado, and I mean, you look at guys like Carlos Gonzalez, who was a big star last year. Troy Tulowitzki, another great shortstop, locked up to a long contract there. Ubaldo Jimenez is strong, but Colorado has a little bit of rotation issues, a little bit of bullpen problems. The back end of the rotation not as strong as it should be. You look at San Francisco; they've got a great rotation as well. Los Angeles could be a sleeper. You have Chad Billingsley and Clayton Kershaw is a great starter. Andre Ethier always provides a lot of offense. Very interesting NL West this year, I believe.
I think the Giants are going to take the NL West, but they do have some issues. Number one, that offense, even though I know they won the World Series last year, they got some big hits from some guys on their team. I don't see them having a really great offensive year, and that could be a problem out there in the NL West. But they have Tim Lincecum, they have Matt Cain, Jonathan Sanchez, Barry Zito. There's a nice front four they have there. I could see the Giants easily taking a division.
Oh, definitely. The Giants are my favorite to pick to win the West, but I think it will be a very close race between the four teams minus the Diamondbacks in that division.
Absolutely, guys. And let's switch it over now to the American League. Let's talk a little bit about Mike Scioscia and the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
When you look at a team like Los Angeles, they look very bad on paper, but they got Kendry Morales back. He's a strong hitter for that team, no question about it. You look at Texas with what they've got also. Everyone's sleeping on Oakland. Everyone's saying the Athletics are going to be the team to beat because they got Kurt Suzuki. They got a very good young bullpen, a very good bullpen in that. Andrew Bailey, Brad Ziegler's good too. Oakland's a little bit of a dark horse pick, but Texas and Los Angeles has got this division locked up, but the Angels are going to take it, though.
For me, the Rangers are going to take the division. They improved. They got Adrian Beltre, a guy that the Angels are interested in. You look at that Angels offseason, it was probably the worst-case scenario. There were so many players that they were connected to, and they landed none of them. They did get Vernon Wells, like you said, but Vernon Wells isn't the type of player that he's being paid for by his own admission. He's not a $20 million a year player. For me, it's the Rangers taking the division.
Well, Joe Maddon said in 2008, 9 equals 8, meaning 9 players playing their hearts out equal one of the 8 teams in the playoffs, and that's why I'm picking the Oakland Athletics. They had one of the best off seasons they've had in a long time, adding guys like Josh Willingham, David DeJesus, Hideki Matsui, among others. Their rotation looks really good too, and they have the best bullpen in all of baseball. I say that without a doubt.
Absolutely, guys. But one team I didn't hear a lot of talk about was the Texas Rangers. I'm pretty sure that they went to the World Series last year, and Ron Washington was there. And now you also add Brandon Webb, who could be a sleeper for comeback player of the year. And if he regains his Cy Young form from the Diamondbacks, they have a very, very good rotation that will back up that strong offense. All right, and right about now, most of you are feeling a little bit of cabin fever, so we have a remedy for you. Dust off that glove and learn to pitch like a pro with Cody Norman.
What's going on, guys? Cody Norman, Hofstra University baseball team, number 40. Here to show you how to pitch like a pro. So we have a fastball grip here. This pitch is what most pitchers start off with to hitters if they want to get ahead of the count. Once you get ahead of the count as a pitcher, you pretty much got control of the entire at-bat. All right, guys, here's the changeup. This is the most important pitch in baseball. A lot of different guys hold it a different way. Some guys in the bigs hold it like this. I like to hold it like this. It's really, for any pitcher, you know, you could throw it 100 different ways. It's all about speed differential, getting the batter out front, and change the speed on it. I mean, hitters really got no chance, and you're in control the entire at-bat. All right, guys, so this is the 12-6 curveball. This pitch is more used for changing the batter's eye perception than speed differential. Like the changeup where you want that speed differential, this is where the curveball starts like it's coming up high in the zone, and then it just breaks down into the zone. And if you come with this and then the fastball, the 12-6 curve can be one of the most devastating pitches in baseball. This is the cut fastball. This pitch is made famous by Mariano Rivera, and what it does is it looks like a fastball, and then right at the last second, it cuts outside to a right and into a lefty. And once your elbow starts developing a little bit, then you can throw this, and once you learn it, it'll be your favorite pitch. All right, guys, been a lot of fun. Hopefully you learned a little something today. Take these tips and maybe be the next Cy Young winner.
All right, thanks, Cody. And here at the Dugout, we're interested in what you, the viewers, are curious about. So it's time to reach into our video mailbag and field some of your own questions. So let's start off with a fan from Philly.
Hey guys, my name is Mike Margolis. I'm from the bustling metropolis of Allentown, Pennsylvania. Been a Phillies fan my whole life. Hate the Mets. My question to you guys is, the reigning Cy Young winner from last year's Roy Halladay, can he repeat? Or is there someone else waiting in the wings, like, you know, Johan Santana? Don't think so.
Well, Mike, you bring up great points there. The R2-C2 combination is strong in Philadelphia. However, it's Josh Johnson in Florida. Best pitcher in all of baseball, a sub-2.5 ERA. Very good pitcher. But you look at the American League, CC Sabathia, John Lester, David Price. Who wins it? I go John Lester in Boston. Very good young left-hander. Very good pitcher on a very deep rotation for Boston.
All right, thanks, Rick. And let's see what our friend John Mann has to say.
Hey guys, it's Sean Mann. I was wondering, since Pujols didn't end up signing an extension with the Cardinals, do you think it's going to get to his head, or is somebody going to dethrone Pujols as the frontrunner for the MVP?
Well, to me, Albert Pujols is going to take home the NL MVP for two reasons. He's the best baseball player on the planet, and he's coming on a contract year where he's going to produce a lot. And for the AL, I could see it going to Adrian Gonzalez of the Boston Red Sox. He's in a more hitter-friendly ballpark, and he plays Gold Glove defense. Agon's going to take home that AL MVP.
All right, thanks, Anthony. And we have time for one more question from a fan all the way out in San Francisco.
Hey guys, it's Gabe Diamond from Sunnyvale, California. I've been a lifelong Giants fan, and I just want to know, what are the chances that my Giants repeat as this year's world champions, or will there be another team to take it away from them?
Well, Gabe, I hate to crush your hopes, but I don't think the Giants are going to make it again. They might win the division, but I don't see them winning the World Series. My World Series predictions, I would have to go with the Red Sox and Phillies and let them battle it out. It's really a crapshoot between the two teams.
All right, thanks, Sean. And that leads us right into our final discussion about this year's Fall Classic. At the start of October, 6 division winners and 2 wild cards will battle out to become world champions. So who will be our 8 contenders, fellas?
It's very early. There's a lot of speculation going on, but anyone can basically take it right now, and there are teams that will get sorted out through May and June. In the AL East, there's no question Boston has the division locked up. You look at the Yankees, too, as a wild card team, a very strong contender. The Central, it's the Twins. The Minnesota Twins are a very good team, looking very good this year. And in the West, I like my Angels. I'm sorry, but the Angels of Anaheim are a very strong team with looking for a lot of good comebacks, though. The NL, I mean, come on, it's Philadelphia. We all know that. We all hate the Phillies, but still, the Phillies are going to take it. You look at the wild card, Florida. They look like a very good, solid young team, but they're not going to win it. My extra surprise is going to be in the West. I'm going to get to that a little bit later. The Central, Cincinnati is going to take it for the second straight year in a row. They have a very good young core. The West, Colorado has it. The Dodgers are taking the wild card this year. Very good. Chad Billings is going to win 19 games. Clayton Kershaw going to win 18. The Dodgers are going to the playoffs.
Well, for me, the AL East will go to the Boston Red Sox. They have a great lineup and a great starting rotation. And the same reason can be said for the Tigers in the AL Central. I really see them taking over the division. And as for the AL West, I really see it going to the Texas Rangers again. I just think the Angels didn't do enough during the offseason. And the wild card of the AL, the New York Yankees, I think they're going to claim that. As for the NL, the East, Philadelphia Phillies, I think is a no-brainer. As for the NL Central, the Brewers, the Brew Crew with that great starting pitching and hitting. And for the NL West, I see the Giants taking back that crown. And for the wild card, I think the Braves are going to be right back there again.
My predictions are going to be, obviously, Boston and Philly winning both Eastern divisions. Central divisions, I'm going to have to go with the White Sox for the AL, like I've stated before. Great leadership on that team and veteran presences. And for the NL Central, I'm going to go with the Brewers based on their offense and good pitching. For the West, it's a three-way split. I'm going to have to go with the Oakland Athletics for the AL West, just based on their pitching and new acquisitions for their offense. For the NL West, going to keep it in the Bay Area, go with the Giants. Like I said, pitching, it wins the ball games.
All right, fellas. Well, my picks for the American League East, I'm going to start off with the Yankees. I think they're going to shock the world and take their underdog role and rise to the top. I think A.J. Burnett is going to have a nice year with Larry Rothschild as his pitching coach. As for the wild card, I'm going to go with the Boston Red Sox. They made some nice additions. However, they do have question marks with Josh Beckett and his injury concerns and the catching position with Jared Saltalamacchia. We move on down to the Central. I'm picking the White Sox. I think Adam Dunn and Paul Konerko are a great 1-2 combo, and I think Mark Burley and Jake Peavy also at the top of the rotation are a great 1-2 combo. We move on down to the West. Texas Rangers, Ron Washington. They bring back a lot of players. Josh Hamilton's still there, and you also have Brandon Webb, who I think can be a comeback player of the year candidate. We switch it over to the NL. In the East, the Philadelphia Phillies, the core four, enough said. Turn it over now to the Central, the Milwaukee Brewers. They also have 4 good starters. Not as good as the Phillies, but very, very good with veteran experience and a low ERA for those 4. The wild card, I'm going to take the Cincinnati Reds. I'm with you, Rick. I think Aroldis Chapman is going to have a great year. I think Dusty Baker will help get those young guys back up to speed. And for the West, we have the Colorado Rockies. I think Jim Tracy's going to do a great job managing for them, and I think Jorge De La Rosa is going to have a great year and help Ubaldo Jimenez form a solid 1-2 combination. So now, fellas, now that we have the contenders, let's get right down to it. What are your World Series predictions?
I've had a lot of time to think about this, and my thoughts have always been the same throughout. Boston's going to win the AL crown. They're going to go to the World Series, but they're taking on Colorado. It's going to go to 6. However, this is going to be a big shock to a lot of people. Boston Red Sox win. I mean, come on, not a shock at all. I mean, what am I talking about? Boston wins in 6.
Well, we're going to see a rematch, but not from 2007. It's going to be from 2009. The Yankees and the Phillies are going to meet in the World Series, but the result's going to be different, guys. I really see the Phillies, with that great starting pitching, win the World Series this year.
I don't like to live very dangerously, so I'm going to pick the Phillies and the Red Sox to be in the World Series. And between the two teams, I'd have to say that Boston wins in 6. They just have the Phillies beat in the offense and the pitching depth.
All right, guys, I agree with Anthony. I see the Yankees and the Phillies, but I do see the Phillies coming out on top with their core 4 over a revitalized A.J. Burnett. Okay, guys, so time is running out, but before we go, let's go through each of your final thoughts. Rick, you're up first.
Mike, it's going to be a great season. Everyone knows it's going to be a phenomenal season of baseball. Everyone's going to have a great year. You're looking at guys who are going to be stepping up and having great seasons. But in all honesty, the offseason tells a lot. It tells a lot of stories and who's going to win. And you see Boston and Philadelphia making the best moves. Honestly, Boston, with what they have so far, they've got this. They've got the whole league locked up, and it's only March. We're all set.
Well, for me, I think Alex Rodriguez is going to return to form. I think he's going to be that MVP type of player. I think he's going to hit more than 30, 35 home runs and drive in just 100 or 110 RBIs. I see him going back to the form of 40, 45 home runs, over 120 RBIs. He lost 10 pounds over the winter. He looks leaner. He wants to play better defense. To me, A-Rod's going to be that MVP type player to carry the Yankees.
I think this season, what's really exciting is that we are going to see a wild card race like we've never seen before. We have about 5 teams in the NL that are going to be right up there with each other, possibly see some one-game playoffs. Same in the AL, especially with the Twins, Tigers, Yankees, and Orioles, and possibly the Angels and A's as well.
All right, guys, that's great. Well, that just about wraps us up, and this is going to be a long and interesting season, and I can't wait to see how it all unfolds out on the diamond. Who will be able to parade down their city streets as World Series champions? Will the Giants be able to have a repeat performance? Will the Phillies Aces be able to bring their team to the top? Or can the Yankees come from behind and reclaim their crown? Only time will tell. And until next time, I'm Michael Scotto, and thank you for joining us.